Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, my dear students, 1A and 1B. This is me, Mrs. Asma Khalil, your English teacher. I missed all of you. I hope that all of you are fine and everything is going very well, inshallah. Today we have reading, and this is the second week we have critical reading. Okay, here I told you many times before that I want all of you to be good readers. So, teacher, I want to be a good reader. What will I do? I should ask myself some questions. The first question is the title. Before reading, we have some steps. First, can I read any book without knowing the name of this book? No, of course. Can I go to any place without knowing the name of this place? Of course, no, I can't. So, here I should know the name or the title of the story. So, the title of this story is Frog and Toad Together. Again, Frog and Toad Together. After that, here, the author of the story. The author of the story. So, the author means the writer of the story or the person who wrote the story. So, here, the writer or the author of this story is Arnold Lopel. After that, I should know the setting. The setting means where did this story happen? This story happened in which place, teacher? This story happened in the garden. After that, I should know the characters. Characters mean people and animals in the story. In this story, we don't have any people. We have just two frogs. The first one, his name is Frog, this one, and the other one, his name is Toad. After that, I should know that what kind of stories is this story, the genre of the story. The genre of the story is animal fantasy. So, what is the meaning of animal fantasy? Animal fantasy means that the characters in this story are animals and they are talking and they are acting or doing things like people. I want you to look at this picture. Here, what can you see? Here, we have a question here. What do frog and toad do that real frog cannot do? Look at this picture and you will see. Here, I have two frogs. They are riding bicycle or a bike. They are riding a bike. This is true. This can happen for a real frog? No, of course no. Here, the two frogs are wearing clothes. This can happen? No. And they are talking. This can happen? No. They are walking like people. This can happen? No. So the genre of this story is animal fantasy, meaning that this story, the characters are animals, but they are acting like people. After that, open with me your book, this page. Here we have Frog and Toad together. Frog was in his garden. Read with me, please. Frog was in his garden. Toad came walking by. They will start to talk together. What a fine garden you have, Frog, he said. Yes, said Frog. It is very nice, but it was hard work. Here we have a question. Do you think what is the author's purpose here? The author's purpose to inform or to entertain? I told you many times that author's purpose looks like a pie. P is for persuade. I is for inform, to tell you information. Persuade means to change your opinion. Entertain means E is for entertain. Entertain means to have fun. From these pictures here, do you think the author's purpose is to entertain or to inform? Okay, I don't want anyone to answer me now. Till the end of this story, we will see this story. The author wrote it to give you information about anything or to just funny story to make you having fun. Okay, here. I wish I had a garden. Who said that? Toad. I wish I had a garden, said Toad. Here are some flower seeds. Plant them in the ground, said Frog, and soon you will have a nice garden. Here we have some questions. What does a frog say? What should be planted in the ground? He said that Toad should plant what in the ground? Who can answer? He should plant some flower seeds. Okay, who can tell me? What is the meaning of ground? Ground means what? The earth or the solid that they will plant the seeds inside it. Turn the page. Here. How soon? Asked Toad. Quite soon, said Frog. Toad ran home. He planted the flower seeds. He planted what? The flower seeds. Now, seeds, said Toad, start growing. Toad walked up and down few minutes. The seeds didn't start to grow. Toad put his head close to the ground and said loudly, Now seeds start growing. Now seeds start growing. Toad looked at the ground again. The seeds didn't start to grow. Toad put his head very close to the ground and shouted, Now seeds start growing. Here we have a question. What is the difference between shouting and talking? Again, shouting and talking. Here, if I say, Now seeds start growing, I'm talking or I'm shouting. Here I'm shouting, but if I'm saying, Now seeds start growing, I'm talking. My voice is not loud, but if I am shouting, my voice will be very loud. So here, do you know the difference between shouting? Shouting means you are talking but your voice is very loud with loudly. Here, talking means soft voice. Here, Frog came running up the path. What is all this noise? He asked. My seeds will not grow, said Toad. You are shouting too much, said Frog. These poor seeds are afraid to grow. Turn the page with me. My seeds are afraid to grow? Asked Toad. Of course. Okay, Frog will start to give him some advices. Leave them alone for a few days. So number 1, if we want the seeds to grow, what will we do? Leave them alone for a few days. Let the sun shine on them. Let the rain fall on them. Soon your seeds will start to grow. Okay, here, the next page. That night, Toad looked out of his window. Drat! Said Toad. My seeds haven't started to grow. They must be afraid of the dark. Toad went out of his garden with some candles. Here we have a question. Did Toad listen to Frog? Toad listens to Frog? No, of course. Let us complete. I will read the seeds story, said Toad. They will not be afraid. Is it true? If you have some seeds and you will read for them a story, the seeds have ears. They can hear you? No. The frog have the ability to talk like people? No. So the genre of the story, don't forget, is animal fantasy. Okay, after that, all the next day, Toad sang songs to his seeds. Da, 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 da. He started to sing songs. All the next day, Toad read poems to his seeds. Again, all the next day, Toad read poems to his seeds. And all the next day, Toad played music for his seeds. Toad looked at the ground. The seeds didn't start to grow. What shall I do? cried Toad. These must be the most frightened, the most scared seeds in the whole world. Then Toad felt very tired and he fell asleep. Toad, wake up, said Frog. Look at your garden. Toad looked at his garden. He will see what? Let us see. Little green plants were coming up out of the ground again. Little green plants were coming up out of the ground. At last, shouted Toad, my seeds have stopped being afraid to grow. Here we have a question. Why did Toad's seeds finally start to grow? Finally, why did the seeds start to grow? Because they take time. He left them alone for a few days. Let the sun shine on them. Let the rain fall on them. After that, time, sun, water, space, the seeds will start to grow. And now you will have a nice garden too, said Frog. Yes, said Toad, but you were right, Frog. It was very hard work. Here, I will repeat that same question. Do you think the author's purpose here is to inform or to entertain? Who can answer? The author's purpose here to entertain means to have fun, to make the readers have fun. It is only a funny story. Here we'll complete with our questions that related to the story. Here, these questions I sent it to you in the reading sheet that I sent it before. Here, number 1, what are the characters in this story? Letter A, Sam and Ram. Letter B, Fox and Kit. Letter C, Frog and Toad. That the characters are Frog and Toad. Here, Toad said that to Frog that he wishes he had a garden, car, or bag. He wishes he had a garden. Okay, number 3, where did the story take place? Where did the story happen? The story happened in which place? In the school, in the garden, or in the park? In the garden. Letter B. Here, what did Frog give Toad at the beginning of the story? He gave him what? Some flower seeds, or some fruits, or some hats. So the correct answer is sunflower seeds. Here, why did Toad go outside to his seeds at night? Why? Because he thought that they were afraid of the dark, to walk in the garden, to play with frogs. Why? Where is the correct answer? Why did Toad go outside to his seeds at night? Because he thought that they were afraid of the dark. Number 6, what is Toad's problem? What is the plot of this story? We have a problem here. What was this problem? His seeds didn't start to grow. So the answer will be letter C. Tomorrow, inshallah, we'll complete with you answering the questions in the sheet. Tomorrow, inshallah, Monday, we are going to complete our reading session. For today, I want to thank you so much. Have a nice day. Goodbye.